Hello student, I am Dr. Sudha Bharti, Top Sir Head of Department, Ops and Gynae Department, GMC Bedia. Today I will discuss induction of labor. The objective of this class is to learn definition, indications, contraindications, method of induction of labor. So, definition. Initiation of labor by artificial means prior to its spontaneous onset at a viable gestational age with the aim of achieving vaginal delivery in a pregnant woman with intact membranes, according to WHO. So, what is augmentation of labor? Stimulation of spontaneous contraction both in frequency and intensity which are found to be inadequate for successful delivery. So naturally, next question is what is labor? Series of events that takes place in the genital organ in an effort to expel viable product of conception out of the womb through the vagina into the outer world. When is this performed? Induction of labor is performed when the risk of to the fetus and or the mother of the pregnancy continuum exceeds those of bringing the pregnancy to an end. Indications. There are so many indications. Important one is prolonged pregnancy, fetal growth restriction, preeclampsia and other maternal hypertensive disorders, pre-labor rupture of the membrane, choriomyelitis, placental abruption, diabetes mellitus, twin pregnancy continuing beyond 38 weeks, maternal isoimmunization, fetal malformation incompatible with life. Among these common indications are prolonged pregnancy and pre-labor rupture of the membrane. Prolonged pregnancy, there is evidence that pregnancy exceeding beyond 42 weeks gestations are associated with higher risk of stillbirth, fetal compromise in labor, meconium aspiration, and mechanical problem and delivery. Pre-labor rupture of membranes. The longer the time delay between membrane rupture and delivery of the baby, the greater the risk of ascending infection, choriomyelitis, and neonatal infectious morbidity. And what are the contraindications? These are major degree of placenta previa, Vasa previa, previous classical uterine incision, significant prior uterine surgery, full thickness myomectomy, cephalopelvic disproportion because of the malpresentation or abnormal pelvic bone structure, active genital herpes infection, invasive cervical carcinoma, hypersensitivity to cervical ripening agent. In major degree of placenta previa, when the cervix dilate, placental detachment occur and so there is profuse bleeding at the time of labor. Vasa previa, Membrane contain blood vessels and which is connected to the umbilical cord and ultimately to the placenta. So there is profuse bleeding at the time of labor. Previous classical uterine incision, integrity of previous classical incision is weak, so it should not be used. Induction of labor should not be done in case of previous classical uterine incision. Significant prior uterine surgery, for example, full thickness myomectomy, it causes rupture of the uterus. Cephalopelvic disproportion because of the malpresentation or abnormal pelvic bone structure, it may lead to obstructed labor. Active genital herpes infection, it causes neonatal infection. Invasive cervical carcinoma causes cervical dystocia and parameters to assess prior to induction of labor. Success depends upon it. It can be maternal or fetal. Maternal factor to confirm the indication of induction of labor, to exclude the contraindication of induction of labor, and to assess the Bishop score. If a score is more than 6, it is favorable, and perform clinical pelvimetry to assess pelvic adequacy, adequate counseling about the risk, benefit, and the alternatives of the IOL with women and the family members. Fetal, to ensure the fetal gestational age, using ultrasonography to estimate fetal weight, ensure fetal lung maturation status by uh, knowing the ratio of lecithin sphingomyelin ratio, which should be more than 2:1, and phosphatidylglycerol in amniotic fluid. Ensure fetal presentation and lie by the ultrasound and confirm fetal well-being. Scoring system, Bishop score, to assess cervical favorability. There are 5 things in the cervix which has to be noted: position, consistency, effacement, dilatation, and station. Modified Bishop score, effacement of the cervix is replaced by the length of the cervix. Bishop score, uh, it is called favorable when it is between 6 to 13, and it is said unfavorable when it is less than 6. So Bishop score prior to induction of labor is essential. Factors for successful induction of labor. Factors depends upon the period of gestation. Nearer the term and post-term, success rate is high. Pre-induction score. If Bishop score is more than 6, it is favorable condition. Dilatation of the cervix is most important one. Sensitivity of the uterus. Positive oxytocin sensitivity test. Cervical wrapping, favorable in parous women or in case of premature rupture of membrane. Less responsive in elderly primigravida or cases with the prolonged retention of the dead fetus. Presence of fibronectin in vaginal swab, if it is more than 50 nanogram ml, favorable for successful induction of labor. Cervical wrapping. Induction of labor has got two components. First, cervical wrapping, and second one is initiation of uterine contraction. So, what is cervical wrapping? A series of complex biochemical changes in the cervix, which is mediated by the hormone, which cause alteration of both cervical collagen and ground substance. So, cervix becomes soft and pliable. Type cervix becomes soft, short, and stretchable. Method of cervical wrapping. It could be pharmacological method or non-pharmacological method. Pharmacological method: prostaglandins, dinoprostone, PGE2. It is available in gel, tablet, and suppository. Misoprostol, PGE1 tablet, oxytocin, progesterone receptor antagonist, that is mifepristone, relaxin, hyaluronic acid, and estrogen. Non-pharmacological method: stripping the membrane, amniotomy, artificial rupture of the membrane, mechanical dilators, osmotic dilators, laminaria. It is not used nowadays. Transcervical balloon catheter. Method of induction of labor: medical method, surgical method, and combined method. Medical method is indicated in intrauterine fetal death, premature rupture of membrane in combination with surgical induction, ARM, is done. Surgical method: it is indicated in abruptio placenta, chronic hydramnios, severe preeclampsia or eclampsia in combination with medical induction. Combined: to shorten the induction delivery interval, it is commonly done. Medical method: prostaglandins. It is a derivative of arachidonic acid. It is a hormone produced throughout the body used to induce labor. They are applied locally to the vagina as a tablet, gel, suppository, and it helps in wrapping the cervix by dissolution of the collagen fibril and increase in water content of the cervix. Prostaglandins are available in PGE1 misoprostol and PGE2 dinoprostone. Local application of prostaglandin causes cervical wrapping. I have already discussed. Contraindications of prostaglandin. Previous scar is relatively contraindicated. Established uterine activity, asthma, severe hepatic or renal impairment, known hypersensitivity to prostaglandins, active vaginal bleeding. Misoprostol. Misoprostol is a synthetic PGE1 analog which has been used as a gastric cytoprotective agent since 1988 for patient of peptic ulcer. Misoprostol is widely used in labor room. So one should know about misoprostol now. How to give misoprostol? Dose of 25 microgram every 4 hourly to maximum of 6 doses can be given intravasally into the posterior vaginal fornix. The dosage of 50 microgram every 3 hours to maximum of 6 doses can be given orally. Dosage of 25 microgram every 2 hours can be given orally. Other route of administration are buccal, rectal, and sublingual. Oxytocin. It is synthesized in the hypothalamus, half-life of 3 to 4 minutes and duration of action 20 minutes. Oxytocin is used very commonly to achieve induction of labor. The objective is to produce uterine contraction and effectively produce cervical changes and descent of the presenting part. Mode of action. It acts through the receptor and voltage gated calcium channel myometrial contraction. It stimulates amniotic and residual prostaglandin production. Route of administration could be intravenous, intramuscular, buccal tablet, and nasal spray. Hazard of oxytocin. Uterine hyperstimulation. If it is more than 5 contractions in 10 minutes, each lasting for 1 minute. Water intoxication due to antidiuretic action 30 to 40 international unit per ml, manifested by hyponatremia, confusion, and coma. Fetal distress, fetal distress because of hypoxia, uterine rupture. When to interrupt? When there is a hyperstimulation of the uterus, fetal distress, sign of water intoxication occurs with the maximum dose of 100 unit in the interval of less than 24 hours, clinically manifested after 24 hours. Surgical method. Ideally, amniotomy or ARM is performed when the cervix is effaced and 2 cm dilated, but it can be performed with minimal cervical dilatation. Methodology of ARM. First, to auscultate the FHR, evaluate the cervix and station of head. The cervix should be well applied to the head and introduce 2 fingers into the cervix. Sweep away the membrane from the cervix. Pass an Ehrlich or Coker's forceps in between the groups of 2 fingers. Hook the membrane and rupture them. Look for the clarity of the liquor. It could be a blood stain, meconium stain, or clear liquor. Risk of ARM. If head is not engaged, cord prolapse may occur. FHR deceleration. Bleeding through vasa previa. Fetal injury may occur. Maternal and fetus infection may occur. Advantages of ARM. It shortens duration of labor by Ferguson reflex. It allows for early diagnosis of meconium, staining of amniotic fluid, especially in high risk of pregnancy. It facilitates invasive fetal monitoring. Membrane sweeping. It is possible only if the cervix has ripened to allow the passage of 1 finger. Insertion of gloved finger through the cervix and its rotation against the wall of the uterus. It strips off the chorionic membrane from the underlying residua, release prostaglandins. Placenta previa should be excluded. Accidental amniotomy is a disadvantageous and can be uncomfortable for the women. Complication of induction of labor. Patient felt greater pain in the labor. Long labor augmented with oxytocin predisposes to postpartum hemorrhage secondary to uterine atony. So, oxytocin should be continued at least 30 minutes after delivery of the fetus. Cord prolapse. If ARM is performed while the fetal head is high, then cord prolapse may occur, precipitating the need for emergency delivery by caesarean section. Uterine hyperstimulation and fetal compromise. Fetal compromise is more common during induced labor, and this is due to uterine hyperstimulation caused by the injudicious use of prostaglandin and oxytocin. A contraction frequency of 5 per 10 minutes should be treated with stopping the oxytocin and the administration of tocolytic drug, most commonly the subcutaneous injection of the beta 2 agonist terbutaline. Greater risk of uterine rupture with a previous caesarean section scar or some other form of old uterine injury are at greater risk of uterine rupture if they are induced. The rate of instrumental delivery and caesarean section are higher following induction, and not all of these increases can be explained by underlying problem which necessitates the induction in the first place.